Hello, YouTube viewers. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to listen to the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack from the year 2000. This message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, you know what? Okay, I can't wear these ridiculous sunglasses anymore. Like, how did Tom Cruise even see in these things? I'm all right, sorry guys. I got to put on my regular glasses here. I got to be able to see this thing much better. You know, if there's something I really miss in the modern era, it's awesome movie soundtracks. Sure, we still get them from time to time, but the 90s and the 2000s really were the golden era of movie soundtracks with some pretty killer bands on the lineup. And 25 years ago, in the year 2000, one of the best rock movie soundtracks was released that featured tracks from the Foo Fighters, Cornell, Limp Bizkit, and of course, this 2000s gem from Metallica, I Disappear. That's right, it's time to look back at one of the biggest blockbusters of the year 2000 that brought together Tom Cruise and Metallica. Let's break down the soundtrack to Mission Impossible 2. Mission Impossible 2 was the long-awaited sequel to 1996's Mission Impossible, seeing Tom Cruise return to the big screen in the role of IMF agent Ethan Hunt. Directed by famed Chinese action movie director John Woo, Mission Impossible 2 was released on May the 24th, 2000, right in the thick of the 2000 summer movie season. It debuted at number 1 at the box office in its opening weekend and went on to make a worldwide gross of over $545 million. And it features what might just be Tom Cruise's best movie hair. Man, look at that mane. Fabulous. But along with the movie, this is the year 2000 we're talking about, a killer movie soundtrack for Mission Impossible 2 was released ahead of the movie on May the 9th, 2000. And the bands and the track list that was included on this soundtrack might just make it one of the best soundtracks of the early 2000s. Let's break it down. The soundtrack kicks off with Limp Bizkit's Take a Look Around, which incorporates the Mission Impossible theme into the riff of the song. And is there anything more year 2000 than Limp Bizkit doing the Mission Impossible theme? Like, the nostalgia is almost too much to take. Like, the song itself is pretty by the numbers Limp Bizkit, but it still rocks pretty hard. Before we continue, guys, if you like this video, maybe you don't like my sunglasses, but if you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos here on the channel. All right, let's get back to it. Then we get into the song from the MI2 soundtrack, which is Metallica's I Disappear, which was released as the first single from the soundtrack. I have a feeling that most hardcore Metallica fans hate this song with a passion, but come on, it's not that bad. Even if you don't love the song, you gotta love Metallica's sunglasses in the music video for the song, just like Tom Cruise in the movie, the most year 2000 sunglasses ever. You know, on second thought, I think I look pretty cool in these glasses, even though I can't see shit. Mission Impossible 2 in a nutshell. Tom Cruise doing his usual crazy stuff like hanging off a cliff while Metallica's I Disappear plays in the background. Is there anything better than that? Probably, but still pretty cool. And Rob Zombie makes an appearance with a song called Scum of the Earth from his album The Sinister Urge, which came out around the same time. Now, keep in mind, this is music that is from and inspired by Mission Impossible 2, so this one probably goes more in the inspired by column, more than being something that was actually played in the movie. It's not Dragula, but not bad. And Foo Fighters make an appearance on this soundtrack as well, contributing an alternate version of their B-side cover of Pink Floyd's classic Have a Cigar, this time featuring Queen's Brian May on guitar and the late great Taylor Hawkins taking the lead vocal. This was actually my first exposure to Have a Cigar. I heard it way back then before hearing the original Pink Floyd version, so I've always loved the Foo Fighters version of the song, and it's among the Foo Fighters' many soundtrack contributions, but that's a whole other video. And Cornell makes an appearance on this soundtrack as well. There's some pretty heavy hitters on here. His song Mission 2000, other than Limp Bizkit and Metallica, this is probably the most Mission Impossible kind of song of the bunch. Cornell sounds amazing on this track, great as usual, and you can actually picture this song being featured in a scene from the movie, although I'm not sure if it was. It's been a while since I've seen Mission Impossible 2. And I'm not a huge Godsmack fan by any stretch of the imagination, but the song Going Down has a pretty badass riff in it that fits in well with the Mission Impossible movie vibe, and Buck Cherry is on here as well, sampling film composer Hans Zimmer, who composed the score for the movie. and the track Ambrose from the film's original motion picture soundtrack, which also came out in the summer of 2000. There's also a weird Uncle Kracker song on this soundtrack doing his best impression of his buddy Kid Rock, but the lesser said about that song, the better. The only song that I didn't think fit on this soundtrack was Australian band Powderfinger, their song My Kind of Scene, a song that I know and love. I know that record, I know that band, and I love them very much as well, but it doesn't really fit the vibe of the rest of the soundtrack. Some songs fit the vibe of Mission Impossible and some don't. And it's not all big names on this soundtrack as well. Butthole Surfers, great band name, have a cool song called They Came In, and then Rocket Science by the Pimps has a pretty cool riff in it as well. And I actually hadn't heard a lot of the songs from the Mission Impossible soundtrack other than the key ones like Metallica and Limp Bizkit and Chris Cornell, and I was impressed by the caliber of the tracks on this soundtrack. You know, sometimes soundtracks can be, you know, a little bit lazy and thrown together. They don't really fit the vibe of the movie that they're supposed to be soundtracking, but then there are some legit bangers on here and some pretty hard-hitting tracks that I really enjoyed. And even though the movie itself, Mission Impossible 2, isn't all that great, definitely one of the lesser Mission Impossible movies, it's got a great track list. It makes me miss the days when movies had accompanying soundtracks that got you hyped for the film, like ahead of time. You really got excited for it, other than some more recent exceptions like the Guardians of the Galaxy and Black Panther soundtracks. You just don't see this stuff as much as we used to. So if you want to rock out like it's the summer of 2000 all over again, can't believe it's been 25 years since this movie and soundtrack came out. Put on your shades and turn up the volume and rock out to the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack. God, these glasses are absolutely ridiculous. Only Tom Cruise in the year 2000 could make these glasses look cool, or maybe Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. Either way, great soundtrack. The 2000s were a weird time, man. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and make sure to follow me on social media with my cool sunglasses at Nick Chino Music. I'll see you guys again for another video here on the channel. Until then, rock on, everybody.